Now, Young Thug turns on Gunna, or should I say Young Thug appears to turn on Gunna, because that's what they want you to believe. Before we start, if you love me, drop a like. If you hate me, still drop a like, because you're probably gonna love me at the end of this video. If cops pull up, I put that crack in my crack. I want to talk about this recent story involving Young Thug and Gunna. I'm sure you might have seen a thing or two in relation to this story already. Last night, Slam, Jeffrey, Sex, Thugger, aka Young Thug, who's been behind bars for that RICO indictment ever since May 2022, dropped an album. It's titled Business is Business, and it's a decent project. With the way social media has been talking about this project, you would think he dropped the album of the century, but if you ask me, I think it's just another Young Thug album that slightly sounds better than his last drop. That aside, because we not here to talk about the music, right? Apparently, Young Thug has now turned on Gunna, allegedly. So the story is this, and it's actually really interesting how this entire thing is coming to the surface. Last night, coincidentally enough, a supposed phone call leaked between Young Thug and another person. Apparently it's supposed to be Lil Durk on the other line, and on this phone call, Young Thug says a couple things. Essentially, Thug says this: hey, I'm dropping a surprise album on the same day as Gunna. If you want to diss him, he's talking about Gunna, I welcome you, Lil Durk, to save that verse for my album so you can diss him. So this is pretty much supposed to be a phone call of Young Thug encouraging Lil Durk, who did actually diss Gunna earlier this year, to diss him again on Thug's album. So that's one of the biggest parts of this story. And before we move on, let me just give you my take on this supposed phone call. It's being speculated that this phone call is artificially generated, aka it's Young Thug but in artificial intelligence form, aka it's fraudulent. I believe it was Young Thug's sister who came out and said, hey, this is cap and this is AI. Now let me give you my take on whether I think this is real. So I think this phone call is very real. There's no indication as to it being fake. However, and this is the most important part, so listen closely, all this shit is promo for Young Thug's album. With the knowledge that I have and with the things that I've been told, this is nothing but promo, aka this shit right here is orchestrated. Even excluding what I was told, I think it's kind of obvious from the outside, just objectively speaking, if you look at this, that this entire thing is a setup to sell more records and fool the fans that Thug and Gunna are not on good terms because Gunna supposedly snitched, which he didn't do. He took an Alfred plea, and that is not snitching. Blackie works with the feds. That's a defendant pleading guilty to one or several offenses while maintaining one's innocence in the process, and any of the statements Gunna made in court can be used in the conviction of YSL or Thug. So given that info, Gunna managed to get out of this while pleading guilty and maintaining his innocence, and he was able to block the court from using his statements against Thug or YSL. That aside, continuing from where we left off, it's always funny to me that fans are so gullible. Y'all don't realize that these rappers got each other on speed dial. All this shit that you're seeing right now is nothing but an attempt to sell you more records. And while you guys are busy picking sides, these dudes are collecting checks and cutting checks. While you guys are busy getting invested in a rap beef that has nothing to do with you, I might add, these dudes are laughing to the bank, and as a matter of fact, laughing at you while they're at it. Thug also had this one line from the album on a song Jonesboro where he said, y'all niggas just a bunch of dykes. You can't say the N-word, you're white. Yes, I can. Shut the fuck up and let me continue the video. Nigga told, and he was my homie, I can't miss him, ain't nobody feel him, tell me what you seen, what you saw. Now I got 50 hoes on their knees. So this is a line people are connecting to Gunna. Is Thug talking about Gunna on this? There's absolutely no proof that he is. I mean, how many lines about some random homie snitching on him doesn't a rapper like Young Thug have in his music? This could literally be one of the many songs that he had in the vault before he got locked up. And of course, it's put on an album to lead the gullible fans astray who get overly invested in a rap beef that has nothing to do with them. And then boom, look at me talking about this, right now with you. You see how that works? Promo, marketing. What did I say on that one tweet? Let me see if I can pull it up right now. Your favorite rapper's beef ain't your beef. You need a job. I still don't understand the logic behind picking sides in something like this, because the biggest thing that needs to be highlighted here is this shit is fictional. Not the RICO indictment, because that's very real, but these records, the supposed aftermath of them falling out and the rest. It's all a beautifully written script that you're being sold because there's an opportunity to make a lot of money from the saga that is the YSL indictment. Now I want to clarify this RICO indictment, okay? This entire case, that is very real, okay? I mean, Thug is locked up. He's literally been locked up since May 2022, so of course it's real. But this right here is not real. I want you to look at it like this. The RICO indictment is the creation of the movie, and anything after that is the marketing of said movie. The marketing is where you make the most amount of money. The marketing is where you make the money back that you lost on creating the movie. How are we as a collective, since they all got each other on speed dial, how are we as a collective gonna make this beneficial for all of us. Cause ain't no money being made from Thug being locked up. Young Thug had how many people relying on him for a revenue stream? He's $1 million opportunity just sitting in prison. Thug not being out in the streets is bad for business. The album is titled Business is Business. So right now, this is the let's sell this story phase to collect these checks that we lost in this RICO indictment so business can be right. Because believe me when I say this, as much money as Thug has, these $1 million lawyers representing him want their cut. He still has to fill the quotas his label expect from him. Him getting locked up is irrelevant. People in the building still gotta get paid. He has a staff of probably 20 to 30 people, maybe even more. On top of that, the kind of lifestyle he was living on the outside before he got locked up. What's that lifestyle looking like? Obviously very inflated. This RICO indictment has cost him probably a couple $1 million at this point. And we're not just talking about the money to fight the case. We're talking about opportunity cost. How much profit has him being incarcerated made him lose out on? And how much has it exactly cost him to be in the position that he's in? On top of that, it's been confirmed that Young Thug has at least 6 children with 4 different women. And it could be more. You never know, right? I'm telling you all this to show you that there's a financial incentive to orchestrate all this drama. Because that's how everybody's eventually going to collect theirs and recoup what they lost out on. Because with Thug being locked up, there's a lot of people losing financially. Unfortunately, the fans can't really see it. They're just being used as pawns in the bigger game, which is to sell the story and make money. Everybody is in on this, including the media. Now, you're not going to hear this from the media because they're being paid too. If not being directly paid, the sheer act of pretending like they don't know what's going on is the benefit in itself. Best believe that I could come on here and pick a side, and that in return would allow me to milk the hell out of this content. It's really easy to create a bunch of content when you're feeding into one narrative or the other. I'm on Young Thug's side for this reason. I'm on Gunna's side for this reason. I'm team Lil Durk and Lil Baby for this reason. So I want to encourage you to not pick a side, because why would you? This is a very detailed, intricately written script, which its intended purpose is to lead the fans astray so the industry can collect their coins. Don't be fooled. Don't pick a side, because your favorite rapper's beef ain't your beef. Anyway, like the video if you enjoyed it, okay? Don't leave this video without liking it, okay? Don't be stingy. Any thoughts on this topic? Young Thug apparently turned on Gunna, but I'm not buying any of this. Even if it turns out that it's quote unquote true, read in between the lines and never forget, it's all a part of selling you a story. My name is BlackySpeakz. I appreciate you for listening to me today. Subscribe if you're new here, and you have a good day and take care of yourself, okay? I'm out. Peace.